This is a Sargo 33. These are super practical, super sturdy, super seakeeping, great boats to be easy to operate and kind of all weather as well really, because you've got a nice wheelhouse on these, easy walk around decks, sort of thing you can use anywhere, go out regardless pretty much of the weather. So I'm going to give you a full tour of this one and show you what it's all about. But that practicality starts right back here, because if you look, you'll see there's another one next to us here, it's a 31, how they've got these really chunky sort of D-rail rubber strips around them. You can see it here, you can see it here. So rather than the usual sort of fancy stainless steel that gets dented very easily, this just makes life super practical. And you can see it back here as well. So we've not even got inside the boat yet, but these lift up so that, there we go, you can directly access the out drives. You can just see one of them down there. There's twin engines on this one, so twin drives. So if you get anything around the prop, you can actually reach it pretty easily. Just tilt those up and get to them through there. There's a big gate here, and if we open that fella, we'll head on board and give you the full tour. Now, I think what I'm going to do is take a walk around the outside first, because a lot of the thinking of this is about outside areas. So out here, this is all storage in underneath places like this and under there. This one that Maggie sat on, move her over there. What they've done with this is, I unclip that first, it would help. They put a cooling unit in, so it's like a fridge, but it's also double thickness and insulated so that you can just chuck a load of ice in there if you want to and let that drain. So that is how that little fella there works. And then more storage on this side. But it's very much a walk around design. So if you come around to here, you can see it's really easy to stroll around the boat. Deep bulwarks all the way around, high rails, nice and safe, nice and sturdy. And then this is the wheelhouse. We'll go into this in a minute, but you can see it's got sliding doors on the outside on both sides. There's no steps, it's just a gentle stroll all the way up. This one's been fitted with an extra roller, so you can put an extra anchor on there if you want to, as the normal anchor. And that's how she looks from here. She looks really workmanlike actually. And I mean that in a nice way. It's a proper, practical Tonga toy style of boat. If we come down here, this one's got the side boarding gate. This is really helpful because the helm is here. We'll see that when we go inside. So you can literally step from the helm straight onto the pontoon, no scrambling over the rails there. And then they'll come right on back. And we're back to the cockpit. We'll head on inside. So you've got an aft door here, and that takes us on in. There's a couple of upgrades on here as well. So for example, this table, normally these are on sort of like, I think, stainless steel telescopic legs. This one's been fitted with this sort of pedestal here so that they can use it as a little bar area, like so. Bottles down the bottom there. Then you've got seating all the way around here, and then the galley is opposite. So bits of storage about the place here, down here, and so on. But then also you've got your sink in here, cooking here. This one's gas, so you've got the gas hob and the gas oven. You can have electric if you prefer. I've got a feeling you can have diesel as well. And then a bit more storage down here. And the fridge then is underneath the helm seat, just there. Now if we head on forward again, this is seating next to the helm. However, you can reverse this backrest. So if you are in the marina or at anchor and you want extra seating around there, you've got it. There's tons of space around there then with that one tilted back. And the other thing we've got here, you can see, is this big sliding roof. So you can really open this out. Nice thing with this is it's manual. It's never going to go wrong. There's just literally a little bolt here. And once you've unbolted that, as it is at the minute, you just take hold of that and slide it to wherever you want. And then you can clip it into place, because you can see all these different little bolts. Well, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. So you can have that wherever you want. And it's got the glass panels in it as well. So when it's closed, you've still got a bit of light coming through. Let's push that one back. And then over here is the helm. Now this is the side door that I mentioned to you. These are quite cunning. I mean, it's all such simple engineering, because this slides shut like that, and when you slid it shut, you lock it like that. Again, never going to go wrong, is it? But the reason it's got two cutouts is because if you just want a little bit of ventilation, you can do that with it. Clever, isn't it? I mean, simple, but clever. I'm talking simple but clever. This is obviously the helm position. This little chap here means that you can have this as it is for standing at the helm. It's a nice horizontal wheel. In fact, you can tilt that wheel even further if you want to, like that. So that's a tiltable wheel. But this whole unit, if I pull this one here, you'll see that that moves like that. So if you're sat down, it brings it in towards you, more like a sort of a car driving position, I suppose. And it brings the throttles back with it as well. If I pull that and turn it, you'll see it move again. There we go. And that drops back into place. So very configurable depending on how you're using the boat. What else have we got here? Engine controls, of course, twin engines, so I think I mentioned on this one. They do a single engine as an option. VHF radios here, multifunction display, rev counters, and so forth. What is interesting is the Seakeeper on this one. Very unusual. You don't really need it because it's quite a low profile boat, but the owners of this one of them suffers a bit from seasickness, and this apparently pretty much completely cures that. They always used to take seasickness pills, and apparently they just don't need to bother because they just switch the Seakeeper on. It's that good apparently. Bow thruster on this one, and then you've got your engine start stop and so forth, and then the circuit breakers are down underneath here. Now if we head on forward again, another of these side doors here, so again dead simple, just opens like that. And then if we step down forward, what we have here is forward cabin. Now there is an infill, so you can make this into a double if you prefer, and then you've got in here a little bit of hanging space like so. There's a hatch overhead, and there's of course screens that come across this. That's a flight screen, and that one's a night screen. Got reading lights in here as well. So nice little cabin, a bit more storage down there, and indeed a bit more storage down here. So they've packed it kind of into everywhere really. And then just on the outside of this is the toilet. Now that can be a day heads because there's a door here, so that can close off, and this then still becomes accessible from here. But in fact, you'll see there's another door here, so you can close this door off, keep that door open, and this becomes an ensuite to that cabin. There's a shower in here, that door there closes over. Shower up there, as you can see, a little wash basin and the loo. And if we reverse back out of here and take you aft, these are little footrests. So when you're sat on here, you've got somewhere to put your feet. And then we can come back down here, and hidden away beneath this one is another cabin. So this is taking advantage of this space back down underneath here and underneath here, because the engines are back under the cockpit floor aft. Aft. I should probably say not aft. There we go. So, two single beds in here. Pretty sure you can make this into a double if you want, he says. Yeah, I think you can. But anyway, certainly two singles. It's a nice little cabin, and what they've squeezed in here, I mean, you wouldn't want to use this sort of, you know, as a day heads particularly, but at night, if you just want to nip and use the loo, you've got that one there, and you've got a little sink in there as well. But if you wanted to shower and stuff, you'd need to go and use that one at the front. But that is nice at night. If you've got guests on board, they do have their own facilities, which in a 33-foot boat like this, walk-around boat, is a very nice feature. Bits of storage about the place, like this, and like this. Compact and bijou mossed in, compact and bijou, but it's ideal, isn't it? I think that's really nice. Okay, last thing to talk about is engines and performance. A bit more storage, I seem to recall. Yeah, there we go. Down underneath that one, they do tuck it into everywhere. There we go, click that back down. And we will wander out here and take a look at the motors. To the shoe dance. There we go. Alrighty, if we come back here, we need to flip that catch there. This is for a table, these two little chaps here, and I'll show you where that hides in just a moment. We'll flick that one, give that a hoist. Again, all dead simple, no power rams to fail. It's just undo those and put it up. That's the table, so you can slide that out of there. There's a couple of legs for it, and that sits then out here when that lid is down. And these are the engines. This has got a pair of D4 300s, twin engines, as you can see. These are going to give the boat about 37 knots flat out, and cruising therefore very comfortably, you know, mid to high 20s, I would think. You can have D6. I think you've got a D6 400 with these, twin. That'll push you up past 40 knots. But these are a popular option. There's plenty of power for this boat. The other thing is, of course, that if you want the Seakeeper, well, there it is. You couldn't fit the D6 in as well, because the D6 is a 6-cylinder, these are 4-cylinder, so 6-cylinder engines are longer, wouldn't work. The other thing you can have, if you want, is a single D6 400, and that, of course, means you've got tons of space all the way around, because it's just one big single engine down the centre line. So it just depends how you use the boat and what you want. But I think this is probably one of the most popular options. The D4 300s in this size would work well. You can get right down there in front of the engines, and yeah, it's all very nice, isn't it? Did I mention the range? I don't think I did. I think it's about 250 miles from memory. Heater outlet, not heater outlet, heater in fact, down there, so that's the diesel fired heating. Very nice indeed. All very practical, all very get-outable. So let's drop that one back down. Clip that one back. Clip that one back. And I think we'll have a wander up to the bow. That is a 31 next to us. I think we have a tour of one of those on the channel, and on the other side is the 36. So we've definitely got a tour of one of those on the channel. They're a beast. Look at that. And that's it. Massive thanks to Marco Marine. They organised this tour. Huge thanks to you guys as ever for watching. Let me know what you think of that one, but I think that's a great little boat, and we'll catch you on one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.